Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of Zupo's SEO Talking Tea. Today's conversation: what is a canonical tag? You'll see a lot of conversation, especially in the SEO realm, about canonical tags. It's a really big word that, I'll be honest, for a very early portion of my SEO career, I had no idea what it was either. I saw it everywhere, and I really didn't know what it was. I do now today, and hopefully what I'm wanting to do with this video is help define what a canonical tag is to those who are watching this video in a very non-academic, technical way. Not a big believer in having great definitions. I like casual, definitions that people can just understand day to day. But before we begin, I want to introduce the tea we have today, because this is Zupo's SEO Talking Tea. Today we have a oolong tea that was gifted to my dad in China. Again, this was a gift from one of our family members who's like a distant, long lost relative in China. My family has been removed from China, has not lived there for 6 or 7 generations. So when we went to go back and visit our clan, the Ku, family, we got to, they gifted us some of this tea. And this tea, I don't really know exactly what it is, but I do know that it's an oolong, and it's roasted in that, like, when you brew it, it has a smoky flavor. So let's go ahead and get brewing and get chatting about what canonical tag is. So again, I will just warn that I do not give academic definitions on these. I'm just going to go the casual way. What a canonical tag really is a canonical tag is a way that you can tell Google it's a SEO tag or a web tag or something, a line of code you can put on your website that tells Google this is the original or master copy of a page. What does that mean? So, sometimes when you're doing your day-to-day, online marketing work, you have a lot of things to do. You have your normal SEO, you have your Google ads, you have your Facebook advertising, you have Instagram ads. Every marketing channel will have its own, needs. Like, for your Google ads, you most likely will need to have landing pages that are optimized for that ad. If you're doing Facebook ads, same thing there. You want to have a landing page that's specific to those people who click an ad on Facebook, right? And so in that case, the reason why this becomes important is because as your site grows bigger and as your site begins to need more pages, you need to be able to organize things with Google. And here's why. Let's say I always like to use the pizza example. Let's say you own a pizza shop, all right, and you have a product page called pepperoni pizza, like that's what you have at a pizza store. You have a product page called pepperoni pizza, but you're running some Facebook ads that say, hey, if you click this ad, you'll get $10 off your next pepperoni pizza order. That's a pretty big deal. But anyway, so let's say you get $10 off your next pepperoni pizza order. So those who click the ad, you want for them to be able to go to a specific landing page that has pepperoni pizza, but it has the deal where they can sign up and then they can, redeem the deal. That way, not only can they find where the deal is and redeem the deal, you, on the other hand, can know how many people clicked the ad, went to that page, and then how many people actually redeemed the deal. So the problem is, though, that page will now conflict with your main product page, because if you have a main product page for SEO purposes, you don't have that deal on there because it's for the general public. But for the Google ads or Facebook ads, you may have a specific deal. Now you have two versions of a page. This is where a canonical tag comes in. Canonical tag will tell Google, okay, the original page is the product page. This page over here that has that $10 off is a duplicate, or it's another version of it, but it is not the original copy. And that way Google can tell, okay, you have these other pages here, and though they look mighty similar to this original one, we understand you are claiming that this original one is the original copy, and these other ones aren't meant to be ranked on SEO or organic ranking purposes. You have them for non-SEO or non-organic ranking purposes, and that's where canonical tags really come into play. So in that implementation, for the example I just gave, you would put a canonical tag on the $10 off page and say, this is the page, but there's a line of code that says canonical, and it points to the original pepperoni pizza page. That way, when Google crawls that page, it'll read, hey, this exists, but there's a tag in here that says, please be mindful, or please know that the original page is not this one, it's a different one. And that way they can see what the original page is. That way you don't risk any duplicate content issues or cannibalization. The number one thing that you want to avoid with Google is you don't want to have duplicate content. You will be penalized by Google if you have too much duplicate content. And then on a second note, you don't want your pages to compete with each other. If you have two pages with the same keyword focus, they may cannibalize or go against each other and get in the way of your own rankings, right? So that's what a canonical tag is in implementation. How to actually add the code is pretty simple. You can use a developer. You can honestly find the code and add it yourself if you really needed to. or if you're using different CMS like WordPress, they have pretty simple ways of adding it as well. But that's what a canonical tag is, guys. You really only need it if you're doing like things beyond SEO, or you just have multiple pages of things, whether it be Google Ads, Facebook ads, A/B testing. That's when a canonical tag really comes into play, right? So hopefully that will help you guys in understanding what a canonical tag is. I can tell you if you didn't know what it was before, I didn't know for a long time, but it sounds like such a big word, but like, once you figure out what it is, it's not so scary anymore. But if you guys found the video valuable, please like and subscribe. I'm gonna go ahead and pour my tea out. I hope to see everybody again soon. Thanks, everybody.